Alrighty, let's see here. Copy the URL. Hey guys.
Hello.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Hi.
Y'all doing okay?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Going into the Pear Deck. Remember, keep yourself muted until you're ready to talk, please. All right. And if you'll go ahead and get logged in, that would be helpful. All right, so today, after the lesson, after the lesson, we're going to play Kahoot, and it's math, 20 questions, 6th grade math review questions, and it's parents and kids. Just if your parent's going to play, you need to show them how to go to kahoot.it and then put in the code just on anywhere the internet is, computer, phone, whatever. And afterwards, if there's still time, we will do a quick gim kit with parents if they want. I mean, they can play the first and then leave if they need to, but we'll offer both. And then at 2 o'clock, we will have the 6th grade gim kit science battle. And let's see here. How many people need, if the rest of you can go ahead and log into Pear Deck, please. If you didn't see the Nearpod link on text about an hour ago, if you didn't see that, be sure that you scroll back to it, or you can get it. It's an announcement on Google Classroom. It's there as well to get it. So let's talk about passwords. All right, so Metro, it has caused some kids' passwords to change, and if yours hasn't, it's probably going to have to get changed. I don't know why. You would think they would make some way to not let that happen during all this, but if your password won't work, to go to Clever. So Clever would be where you get to Brain Pop and where you get to Newzilla and where you get to all those things. All right. If it doesn't work, yesterday I sent a picture on the group text of where you have to send an email. So you have to literally open up your MNPS email, send an email to that email address, and give them your first name, last name, your 190 number, and your school. And then they will email you back your new password. So if it's like a day and you don't have it, then either text me individually or text email Mrs. Parks. And then she can try to get somebody to get it done more quickly, because there's literally somebody having to do it. I don't know why that can't be done by each person. Don't ask me. This is baffling. But 2 ways to remember that process. So it was on the text yesterday, but also if you go to our class YouTube, I made a little video that reminds you how to do it. So I just made a little screen capture with the page up and just explained it. But I will say, it says on there you can do it from your personal email, but to me, I don't know how that would work, because I believe you need to do it from your MNPS email or your Meg's mail. Try your Meg's mail. So that, but they also said be sure that you make sure that it's called student.pwresets@mps.org. Make sure that email address is in your contacts so it doesn't go to your spam folder, because they may send you your new password and you don't see it in your inbox because it was marked as junk or spam or whatever. So that's the deal on that. If you have a question, again, send it to me. Izzy, you got a question?
Yeah, so, or I have a suggestion thing with Bob.
And by the way, you were the bee's knees when you were helping out with people yesterday. Thank you for doing that.
Oh, yeah, no problem. So like, I kept trying to put in for my password at the end that like the entire year, so like 2008, 2008.
Right.
But then, like, I looked back on it and I saw that you only put in the last 2 numbers.
Right, of your birth year. So not 2008, but 08.
Yeah, so mine would be like capital IR and then 021908. So
right.
I just saw that.
Okay, so but Izzy, are you talking about how to change it?
No, I just mean like if anyone was having trouble getting in.
Will that let you in though?
Yeah, because for example, I was logging into Minecraft and then I and it got me in.
So trying that thing we started at the very beginning of the year.
Yeah.
Where it was your first initial capital letter, your last initial lowercase.
Yes. Yeah.
And then 2 digits for day, month, 2 digits for day, 2 digits for year.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
I did the same thing yesterday. Like I was also trying to log into Minecraft.
Did that work?
So yes, like for like the capital of your first name and then lowercase last name and then your birthday, 2 digits each.
2 digits.
And
2 digits.
yeah, because mine used to be my 190 number, so I just I did the 190 like a gazillion times, and then I just tried doing the other one, and somehow it just worked.
Okay, so try that and see if it works.
So yesterday I sent the email from my personal email, and they did reply.
Okay.
And what it does is it resets to the default thing, and then that's how you enter that.
So you got an email. Okay. So if it's not so what I'm hearing is if it's not working, email that with your information, and they will default it back to that version, and then you can get in. Okay. So send it from your Meg's mail is my suggestion, just so that they don't,
I sent mine from my personal.
Okay, sure. That's fine too. All right. So good. All right, so let's go ahead and start. Wait, there's something. Hey, Melis, does that help you? Are you good?
Yeah, it does.
Okay, so JDCFA is the code. Oh, and back to what I was saying. Be sure you do that Nearpod slide. There should be a picture of me standing with some boxes. And it's asking you, because we're going to do something with those literal food boxes next week. And the question is, what do you need to know more than what's in that picture to be able to solve it? So make sure you do that, answer that. And again, it was on Nearpod this morning, and then there are the codes on the text, but it's also on Google Classroom as an announcement. Okay, so yesterday we were talking about surface area, and if you'll quickly just respond to something that is bucket filling and or draining, one or both.
Mr. P, I think you're on mute, or I can't hear you.
Oh,
there we go. Okay, never
I'm
mind.
just being quiet.
Oh.
You're just like, you're not rambling and talking and.
Yeah, you're not like saying what
That's not what I expect from that there Parsons. I expect him just to continue to talk because he always asks us to do something, then he keeps talking while we're doing it.
And here we go.
Yep. All right, so I'm going to pull up the screen and let's just see what some peeps said. So goals, fill up your bucket. So Dr. Parsons is on one this morning. She's cleaning out the pantry, and she's going to feel really happy when that's done. Here's milk and schools draining it. I can see who are saying them, but I'm not telling. All right, school and the weekend. I hope it's not because you're going to miss out on seeing people. I bet it is. All right. Simpsons, yep, they can do that for you. Yep, on the schoolwork, but it's important. Here's one that would said family is filling and nothing is draining. I'm going to go with that one too. Getting work done. The weather today, yeah, is draining. It's supposed to be nicer in the afternoon. S'mores. Okay, you shooting those this way? Schoolwork. All right, so let's move on to the next slide. Type in or draw in something or two things that you know already about surface area or volume stuff. So if you'll put one or two things that you already know. One or two things. We need to encourage whoever's not in the lesson to be sure, because we usually have like 23 here, which means we've got a couple people not here. So we need to encourage them to be here. And just a reminder, our director says, even though the building's closed, teaching and learning is to be continuing. It's now expected. In the beginning, it was optional. It's not now. It's expected to be done. Just saying. All right, so I'm going to pull up the screen over here and see what people are saying. All right, so that you can add area of every shape, and that gives you surface area. Nets, that there is an algorithm to get at it. There's a system. Somebody else said similar. That you know what it is and how to get it, and that you can use a system or a formula. Surface area. Good one, that you can use the net to help you figure out the surface area, and then you just add all those up. And that's the whole point of understanding about the net, because it is helpful for that very reason. All right. All righty, so moving on to the next question, the next one for today. Okay, you got a draggable. So if you will put a heart on either the front or back And if you'll put a square on one of the two sides of the box, and if you'll put a triangle on the top or bottom. And hopefully once everyone has done that, we should see some alignment with those. So I'm going to share that out. So now while you're doing that, I'm going to do some annotating on here as a draw. I'm going to try doing this straight line. Okay, so the front and back. So here's the thing. We might not be in alignment because we were saying, well, I'm going to let this be the front and the back, and this be the top and the bottom, and this be the two sides. Could somebody else say the sides are the front and back, and the front and back are the sides? Or in other configurations? Yes, of course. Okay. So let's just go with the majority that are saying that the sides, let's start with bottom and top. All right, the triangles, okay? So a lot of people are saying that this would be a bottom and this would be its matching top. That would be correct. All right, and that if that's the bottom and top, then the front and back would need to be this and this, correct? And that would then mean that the sides would be the other two, which would be here and there. Now, again, you may have it differently because you were deciding that, oh, I'm going to let the top and bottom be oriented in a different place. By the way, the sun's coming out, so maybe the afternoon will be better. All right. So, yeah. So, moving on to the next one. All right. Let me unannotate everything. All right. Now, though, you've got, so here, this is different. Okay. I just want the heart on the top. So I'm going to show you the bottom. Okay. So don't do anything yet. I'm going to give you the bottom. Okay. The other heart is there. All right. So if that's the case, let me put it back. This is the base or the bottom. So now will you use the correct shapes to fill out the rest? Now you have to be in sync together. Now you're going to need to be in sync because you all have been given the bottom.
Go.
Hello. Yeah. Okay. Okay. All right, here's our screen. So, a reminder that I'm stamping that this here is the base or the bottom. And if that's the case, then you need to tell me everything else. Okay, so let's just look and see. Okay, hold up a second, please. And let me add in Angelo. Okay, stop writing on the screen, please. All right, so if the base was here, okay, that means this would have to be the top, and that was a heart. All right, and if that's the base, then this would have to be a front and a back, right? Where's the other one? Here, right? Everybody see that would be the other back that would be over here?
Yeah.
Okay. and then these would be sides. Now, you could still argue, well, why are those sides and why is that front and back? I think we said that's front and back because we always know that on a cereal box, the wider one is the front and back, right? It doesn't have to be, but they do have to be that the two that we've matched are the corresponding sides. Now, what if I didn't know that from seeing a cereal box? I would be able to figure it out because of the fact that I could look at the matching measurements, correct? I could just look at the measurements and that would help me know. Let me hang on just a second. I need to move this. I wish they had a way to toggle back faster from your mouse, but they don't. Okay. I need to take a screenshot of who's in the thing to check you off. Because I keep record of who's coming each day, just in case you were wondering. All right, so yeah, so let me move this to the next screen. All right. Okay. Now on here, if you would find sides and put a square on them, and then find base and tops and put triangles on them. Now you're going, that's super easy. I know it is, but again, we had a couple people that were making mistakes on like a tent because a tent is lying on its side, not on its base. So if you'll just mark those with squares over the sides and triangles on the base and tops. All right, so you can see that obviously the triangles are bases and tops. Would someone raise your hand and tell us why are the triangles the base and tops? Somebody would, thank you, Graham.
I think it's because it's a triangular prism, and therefore if it's laying on its side, then the reason why the never mind, I kind of got myself in a jumble. Because the rectangles are used to connect the triangles, which are the bases.
Correct. Okay, Kimani, you also raised your hand. Would you be willing to speak to what he was starting to say about, say, a tent is not lying on its base or top, but is it still a triangular prism?
I guess it's still triangular prism, because what's connecting the three triangles is actually what the prism is determined to be. See, it's a rectangular prism.
Okay, you both spoke very, very well about that. That's exactly right. So the whole reason it's called a prism is because it has a polygon base with the exact same polygon on top, and then it has rectangles that are the walls of that structure. Always think of the prism as whatever matching polygon as the floor and the roof, and then you've got walls. The walls are always going to be rectangles on a prism, always. All right, so that is correct. All right. Oh, sorry. I almost dropped my phone in the floor. Okay, so next. Let me pull this down here. Okay, somebody's saying something. All right. Will you take this and will you tell me what is the surface area of the triangular prism? And if somebody, I wish I had a way to put the hand thing over here where I can see everybody skinnier, because it gets in the way of my slide. So I can see if you raise your hand. Okay. I do. Mm-hmm. Yep. And again, to do this, you would say, okay, the triangle is 5.5 times 4, half of it. And another one, so it's 5.5 times 4, which is 22. So 22 plus, what's 5.5 times 5.5? 27 and a half. And you need 3 of those. And when you add all that together, I'll give you just a second. Some of you are still working. All right, is there someone who would volunteer to talk us through the surface?
I can.
Thank you.
One single triangle is one triangle is 11.
Correct, because it would be 22, half of that. Yep.
So, but since there's 2 of them, you really don't need to half it. So the 2 triangles together are 22 square units.
Okay.
Sides are 5.5 times 5.5.
Which
and
is?
And you have to do that times 3, which is 90.75.
Say that, what's the number again?
90.75.
Okay, and then you add what?
You add 90.75 plus 22 square units, and that is 134.75 square units.
Okay, so I would get with that 112. Once you add 90.
Oh yeah, because the last time I did it, I messed up. So.
Okay, so it'd be 112.75.
It's probably about March 14th.
Right. All right. So 112.75 square. Right. Okay. So let's look at the next one. Let me just go to, let me show you what people said. All right. Let's just see what people said really quickly. If I can read them.
Started to sing as he tackled this thing that couldn't be done from online. Who said it couldn't be done? We did it.
Somebody's got their mama on Zoom. All right. Okay, so there you go. All right, so let's look at the next one. All right, then what would be the volume of that? Let me get Josiah back in. He got kicked out.
Hi.
Hello, Liam. Was that you? Okay, we're looking for now the volume. Ashley, I agree that that breathing you hear can be cringy. Definitely. All right, quick reminder of how you would get your volume here. You would get the triangle base, which is 5.5 times 4. And we said, this is careful here. 5.5 times 4 is 22. Do I use the 22 or do I half the 22? I half the 22, right? I half the 22. Then what's the other thing I do? I half the 22, so I have 11. And then I say 11 times 5.5, correct? It's a lot easier to get the volume. Okay, so it'd be 11 times 5.5. Is there someone who would volunteer to tell us why? Just go ahead, somebody that would tell us. Or I can call on somebody. Liam, will you tell us?
Sorry, what?
Will you tell us? There's kibble in it for you.
I don't
So-
remember the question.
Okay, 11 is the base of the triangle. 5.5 is its height. Then what's its volume? It'd be 5.5 times 11. And what is 5.5 times 11?
Can I answer?
Yep, you may.
60.5.
Okay, 60.5. So let's just flip down through here and see what the folks are saying. So we got a 60.5 right there. We got another one. We got another one right there. Another one, another one, another one, another one. Okay, so we're seeing all answers that are posted are correct. So that's great. All right, 2 more. And here is the next one. What is the surface area? This is the one we did not do yesterday that I wanted to come back to. So what is the surface area of this one? And it's going to be easy to do because it's all on the screen for you. So you can follow the steps, because yesterday we were guiding you with the actual steps on there. So go ahead and respond to what is the surface area of that one. If I were to ask you, how would I do the volume of that one? I'm not, but if I did. Tell you what, somebody would volunteer just to tell us after we get the surface area what you would do to get the volume of this one. Would somebody volunteer to do that, just to say it out loud in a minute? Let's see here. Somebody I haven't heard from lately. Who's somebody?
I'll do it, Mr. P.
All right. Let everybody do the surface area, and then you can tell us how would I do the volume with those numbers. All right, what about if all 3 of the people from table 6 all unmuted yourselves and talk us through the surface area of that? So would
What table am I on again?
it's been a long time, hadn't it? Table 6 was Izzy, Courtney, and Madeline.
Okay.
Do you all care to talk us through it?
Mr. P,
Yeah.
is the homework that you give us mandatory? Because I know that the class stuff is mandatory, but is the assignments after it mandatory?
Yes. Now they are, yes.
Okay.
They were suggested in the beginning, but now every kid has to be doing the assignments now.
Mr. P,
Officially starting Monday is the official day, from April 27th to May 21st.
Mr. P, you wouldn't know something funny?
What's that?
My little brother's teacher, I forgot if he quit or if he was fired, but he didn't have a teacher before the quarantine started, so there's no one to do that stuff with him.
Bless his heart. What grade?
He's in 3rd grade.
Okay, well, if you need me to help him with anything, text me and I'll FaceTime with you and get.
Okay.
Oh, he can get on your IXL and practice in the 3rd grade section.
He has his own. He does Khan Academy.
Okay, well that's great. Khan Academy's good. I can get him some Ed puzzles to work on.
Okay.
Okay, so table 6, how did you walk through this one for us?
So first I multiplied all of the sides and
Okay.
the triangle,
Okay, that's a great plan.
and then I multiplied the triangles times. Wait, multiplied the triangle times both of them because there are 2.
Yep.
So 5 times 7 is 35. 6 times 7 is 42, and 5 times 7 is 35 again.
So you actually had 2 of the 3 that the sides were the same, right?
Yes.
Yeah. You actually had 2 of the 3 that were the same. That's right. And then for the 6 times 4, since I've got 2 of them, it will just literally be the 24, right? And then I add all that together. And when you get it, you would get 136, right? Of all those. So there's your 24 for your 2 triangles. There's your 35, your other 35, and your 42 that you just said. And that is exactly right. Okay. One more set here. Would you drag on here where you think you are when it comes to surface area and volume? So it'll help me know about next week. And be honest, because I just want to kind of know where you are. All right, we've got a few that say I'm pretty clear. Most of us are close to clear, but still a little bit of confusion. All right. Okay, so last problem set for today is this one. Okay, so there's a couple things we're going to do. First of all, if you will take your drawing tool and will you please draw color-coded arrows to where those actual things are on the actual solid. All right.
A writing
Mr.
one.
P,
It's
this
an
is a
answer to the
typing
question
writing one.
slide.
You can't draw it.
Wow. Okay. So do this. Darn. Okay. I'll do this one another time. So I'm gonna move on. I forgot to fix that. Right. Okay. So let's just go on to this. We'll do that another time. That was going to be cool though. All right. So if I'm doing this prism, and this is the last one because the Zoom will end as you finish this one. How would I get its surface area? So that's where we'll stop today. Now, let me point out, you see the side that says 20 times 6? Put your eyes on the actual 3D. Do you see anything that says 20 on there? You should say, well, no, I don't. It's because it's not on there. This would be the side that's 20, right? That's not written on the screen. So this is the side that's 20 because that shape was given for a volume problem. So it didn't give you that side because you didn't need it for the volume, right? But if you were doing the surface area, you would have to know that side as well, right? Why? For the triangle part? No, but you need it for that rectangle part, all right? So I just wanted to point out that that would really be 20 feet. I gave it a number. All right, so if you'll give me the surface area. And again, if we close out before we talk about it, join back over on the Zoom again, and we'll have the Kahoot with parents. Get parents ready. All right, as I said, I'll see you on the Kahoot battle in about 2 or 3 minutes. But again, the surface area, I'm going to quickly show you what people said before the screen goes off. So here we go. So we had differing opinions on what the surface area was, but that's where we'll pick back up in our review part on Monday. All right, so I will see you all over in just a minute for the Kahoot battle. Bring your parents. See ya.
Hi guys.
Bye. See you in a few.
See ya.
Bye. Bye.
Goodbye.